Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about some things you might not know, some details that you absolutely need to be aware about before you buy some of the brand new unreleased vehicles, and we're also going to be comparing their custom counterparts versus their non-custom counterparts, because all three of the remaining vehicles have a custom variant that can be upgraded in Benny's, the FCR, the Spectre, and the Untitled GTB. So we're going to be looking at all three of those today. Let's not waste any more time, though, and let's get this thing started. Let's compare the two versions of the supercar, the Untitled GTB, which is on the right, this yellow car right here, and the Untitled GTB Custom, which is on the left, this orange car. So I guess let's start ourselves in the front of the vehicles. Well, I guess we'll start on the Untitled GTB Custom because there's a couple things on here that you might have noticed. Number one is that it has this extra modification on the bumper as well as that tow hook that cannot be removed. It actually comes on here by default, and there's only other options you can do are to simply change them or make them even more extreme. There's no option to remove that at all. And as you can see here, this option is not present on the regular version of the Untitled GTB. It also has a little bit of a different grille too, with some carbon features that are going up in there. So that's very much pretty interesting. Also, the hood of the Untitled GTB Custom by default has a hood scoop that is built in. On the Untitled GTB, it does not. I should say, by the way, that these are not customized cars. They're like stock, fresh off the website, so I haven't done any customization here. So I just wanted to make that clear. And also, the fenders on the vehicle itself, number one, they're much wider than the regular version, but number two, by default, they come with kind of like a bolted-on look. So again, I thought that was pretty interesting right there. If we move on to more of the side of the car, you can see the differences in the mirrors between the custom version and the regular version. I guess I'll go in the center, it'll make it easier. You can see on the custom version, our mirrors get smaller, a little bit sportier, and on the non-custom version, they look to be pretty normal civilian mirrors right there. So that in and of itself is another pretty cool difference between these two supercar variants. However, probably the biggest difference here is going to be in the back. That's where these cars are completely different. The back fenders, again, on the Untitled GTB, much wider, have that bolted-on look to them. But as you guys can clearly see from just looking at this for a brief moment, the difference is absolutely insane, from the positioning of the headlights to the way this kind of mesh grille in the back works to where the exhaust is placed. I mean, there are so many different options here that make these two different. It's pretty insane. And I'd like to hear from you guys in the comments section down below. Just looking at the stock version, which one do you like better? Do you like the Untitled GTB Custom, or do you like the regular one, just the Untitled GTB? I'm pretty curious to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. Also, the Untitled GTB Custom has this like carbon diffuser that once again cannot be removed. It is permanently there. So if that bothers you, that might be a thing you want to avoid. And it also has this tow hook that cannot be removed either. So if those features bother you, you might want to end up sticking with the regular version of the Untitled GTB and not moving over to the custom version. Now, something else that's rather interesting about the Untitled GTB Custom, you might find it annoying, I find it interesting, is that the only exhaust options are titanium, which again, I don't know if you guys love that look because it kind of gives off that like glowing, super hot look. None of the options are anything other than titanium, which I thought was kind of interesting, and I don't think they look the best. To me, they kind of look a little, awkwardly placed, but I'm not sure about you guys. You might really like the look, but again, that might be something that deters you from purchasing this vehicle if you're not a big fan of the titanium exhaust, because that is the only option you can have. Now, unlike the Untitled GTB Custom, the regular version, not only does it have a lot of exhaust options, but number two, it has a really funny one that I thought was cool in particular. It's one called Needs More Exhaust. So I love when Rockstar get really funny with their customization names, and this one was one that stuck out to me. Not only do you get the regularly placed exhaust options, but right above the license plate, you have 3 more additional options where exhaust is going to be emitting. So you're really just killing the ozone layer with this one, but I thought that was really funny, and obviously the clever way that Rockstar said it is just really, really cool. Now, another thing that's pretty cool about the Untitled GTB Custom is as you customize it, you'll actually see more things appear in the trunk or the hood or the boot of this car. car. So the engines look exactly the same, but what happens when you modify the trunk or some of the features on the car is actually really cool, and I'll show you guys what happens right now. So as you can see right now, what I've done is auto upgraded this car, which has put every maximum customization on there possible. And now you can see in the boot or the hood, we've got like all these different kind of crazy compartments and like, you know, barrels of stuff. I don't even know exactly what this is. I want to say it's like a nitrous tank of sorts. But what's weird is this actually doesn't happen in the regular version of the Itali GTB. So as you guys can see, we have fully upgraded this one as well, but there's nothing there. So that's actually pretty cool too. You might really be interested in using this for car shows and using this for, you know, doing other various things, and you really want that extra cool feature. That's another really great one right there. Now, let's move on to another feature that you might find pretty interesting, and that is that only the regular version of the Itali GTB is affected by the spoiler. So when you add a spoiler to the Itali GTB, it gets a traction bonus. However, the same thing cannot be said on the Itali GTB Custom, as by default, it's already given a downforce multiplier. Now, I am not super technical with the way the cars work in game, but just know that that will obviously have an impact on the way these vehicles perform. And we know from various tests that have been done that the regular version of the Itali GTB is better performance-wise than the custom version. So that is, again, another interesting thing that you're going to have to make a decision here. Do you want all the fancy mods and upgrades, or do you want the more simplistic version that might be better around a track? I guess you're going to have to make that decision when this vehicle is eventually added into the game. Hopefully that's sometime soon, and hopefully we don't have to wait long for it. So now let's move on to the sports car, that being the Spectre, which is on the right, and the Spectre Custom, which is on the left. Now, there isn't as much of a difference here between these vehicles. The biggest difference is most definitely going to be in the Itali GTB. But one thing you probably will notice off the bat is the custom version is definitely more of a wide body vehicle with the bolted on arches right there by default. So if that's something you do want, that's simply not going to be available on the regular version of the Spectre, but will be available on the Spectre Custom. And really, that's about it. The front grille is the same. The hood is the same by default. I honestly can't even tell if the mirrors are different. They might be slightly different, but I'm not entirely all that sure. And then the back is the same as well, as far as not modifying the vehicles. Once again, these are 100% stock here and have not been modified at all. And on the back, they look exactly the same. So not a whole lot of differences here right out of the box, but let's see what happens when we fully upgrade them. Now, what I was going to do is actually show you guys the hood and the trunk of these vehicles, but apparently with the Spectre and the Spectre Custom, you can't actually open the hood or the trunk. And I know you guys might be saying, well, is your menu thing broken? No, because I can open up my driver's side and I can open up my passenger side, no problem. So I don't know why, but we simply can't. The only thing that can be opened is the driver's side and the passenger side. And the same thing on the normal version too. The only door we can open is passenger side and driver's side. The hood and the trunk don't open. So that's very interesting. I haven't come across many cars that have that unique feature, but I guess that's something new for you guys right there that you might not have known about this vehicle. And once again, as I have talked about in previous videos, the regular version is going to be better performance-wise than the custom version. So that's, again, another thing you're going to have to make a decision on. Do you want performance, or do you want the awesome upgrades, mods, and customization? Again, if you can get both, do it. I know that's a lot of money, but you'll at least get the best of both worlds, where you can have one for customization and one for the awesome performance. All right, and last but not least today, we've got the two new bikes. The regular version is in red and it's on the left, and the custom version is in purple and is on the right. So there aren't a whole lot of differences here other than like the headlight fixture by default. You can see that is different. Also by default, the custom version gets a little bit of a sportier seat. Like much of the body as well, it kind of trades in the chrome and leather for carbon fiber and this matte black look, which is actually kind of interesting. Probably the biggest thing is the lack of license plate, although that feature can be added with customization, so that really isn't anything to worry about. And also the lack of the rear lights on the back too, as well as a different style of exhaust. cost. Now, those details are kind of minute and don't matter as much as the vehicles because all of those things can be changed in the side of the customization. So that isn't necessarily something you have to worry about because I doubt anyone's going to be buying these vehicles and then not doing any sort of customization. But really, other than that, there isn't a whole lot to check out on these two vehicles. By the time you customize them, they're obviously going to look completely different. And with the bikes and the Benny's bikes in particular, you really do just get a crazy level of customization. The only thing I can see that's a difference is you get this one solo mirror right here on the regular version, and that does not come on the custom version. So I don't know if that bothers you. Probably not, as it doesn't me, but that's one of the only real things that I noticed here. But anyways, that's all the information that we're going to be talking about in this video today. Many of the more secret things and hidden details and things you need to know before you end up buying these brand new GTA Online vehicles whenever they are going to be added into the game, which of course is hopefully sometime soon. If you guys did go and enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you guys are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. I will be live streaming later today, so stick around for that on my channel. It should be a ton of fun. But of course, without the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.